A New Mexico YouTuber and journalist with nearly 500,000 subscribers is now suing the 7th Judicial District Court.
He says they're not letting him do his job. News 13's Alexis Kineski has that story.
Will you be able to give me all of the details?
His followers know him as James Freeman, a YouTuber who calls himself a government watchdog, documenting the actions of local leaders in law enforcement. But behind the scenes, he's James Springer from Torrance County.
I started trying to point out government corruption because in my daily life, running a business, I was constantly dealing with issues with this little stuff with the state where they were constantly breathing down my neck.
For the past 6 years, he's been in and out of the courtroom covering cases, but lately he's not allowed.
There are some very specific ones that people have asked me to at least view and show the public what's going on. And they denied me at every corner. Not only that, but they started calling the police on me and tried to have me arrested.
He says it all started back in January when he sat in on a court hearing in Estancia. Springer says he was just observing when a hearing officer yelled at him to leave the courtroom. He later requested the court audio and published a story about what he heard.
He had allegedly told both of the individuals on both sides that it was illegal to cuss at each other in a text message and that they could be thrown in jail for a year for doing it.
As part of that story, he confronted the hearing officer.
I just asked you to leave my courtroom, and if not...
Well, I was told by quite a few people back there that you had demanded that they arrest me and bring me back into the courtroom for a contempt hearing.
Then you were told very wrong.
And that's when Springer says the order came down.
After I ran that story, they made an administrative order saying that I can't come to the courthouse anymore.
Court documents say Springer was harassing staff, but he denies that. He's now filed a lawsuit going after the 7th Judicial District Court, 2 judges, a court clerk, and a court administrator, who he says are violating his civil rights. The goal, he says, is to bring transparency back to the court system.
They're not always doing it right, but they're not always doing it wrong. But transparency is needed.
Alexis Kineski, KRQE News 13.
We reached out to the 7th Judicial District Court. They said in a statement they do not comment on pending litigation.